Hi, thanks for being here. You're listening to A Conversation with Jordyn. That's me. I hope you enjoy the episode. Hi, I haven't forgot about you. This podcast will not die. I do not want it to die. But yes, I've had a few busy weeks, and it meant that the podcast dropped to a lower priority on my list. As I've said from the beginning, this podcast is not going to be my main driver, but I still want to be as consistent as I can, as for as many weeks as I possibly can, so I'll keep showing up periodically, and maybe just very consistently, but I have way too many more important things to focus on than making this my top priority thing. Does that make you still want to listen, as I just said that it's not my top priority? This really means a lot to me. My podcast means a lot to me. So I'm not saying that because I don't care about it. I really enjoy this podcast, and I really want to do it every single week. I just sometimes can't. So I'll tell you the reasons why I have not been recording a podcast the last few weeks. I am currently recording this one at 11:37 p.m. So there's that. I need to go to bed, and I actually have a pretty early client thing tomorrow, but I don't know. I have this setup for the video I just made for my main channel on YouTube. I'm saying that for those who are watching the video podcast. I have like a little scene set up that I did for my normal YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel. But so I thought, why not record as the camera set up before I have to clean it up for my client job tomorrow? So anyway, I've been busy doing some wonderful things. I got to go, if you are watching the podcast, I'm wearing an Estes Park sweatshirt because I just got to go to Estes Park and visit Rocky Mountain National Park, and that was just wonderful. I really want to go visit all of the national parks now. I got to go to Yosemite last year, I believe it was, and that was amazing, and I'm like, how did I not know that this has been so close and I haven't seen it? And same with Rocky Mountain National Park, and I feel like I only saw the tiniest fraction of that park because I didn't have that much time to explore it, but I got to see a very, very beautiful portion of sunset, and I'm actually I'm very tempted, I'm so tempted tonight to put a whole nother video together with that footage, but I'm sure the smartest choice is to go to bed after recording this podcast. So as by the time I'm done with this, it will be probably around midnight. But anyway, I got to go there, and then I went to go see the redwoods about a week after coming back from Colorado, and that was beautiful. So I actually didn't go into the national forest part of the redwoods, but I saw the redwoods kind of near where the national park is. And one day I would love to make it down to the actual national park. I also made me realize I really want to go to the Sequoia. I think it's called the Sequoia National Park. I could be wrong, but I think I didn't know that the redwoods weren't the widest trees. They're like way more, they're still super wide, don't get me wrong. They're massive. But I think the redwoods are taller than they are wide compared to the sequoias. And so now it made me want to go see the sequoias. And I also want to go to Yellowstone, and I want to go to Glacier. I want to go to all these places. So, and I want to film those places. And so I'm really excited. I actually feel like I have a decent balance in life between enjoying a place and capturing, and filming it. Like there's a big divide in my heart and mind that's often pretty clear when I want to just enjoy versus when I want to capture something. Sometimes I do fight with the feeling of like, oh, that would have been so amazing to capture, and I chose not to bring my camera along, but whenever I have that feeling, I don't regret it that much because I get to be there in person anyway, experiencing it, and I don't want to take the joy away from the situation. So regardless, it's a blessing, even if I desired my camera or not. But yeah, there's been a lot going on in my heart in the last few days. I've been, I think, getting to a really good place and a better mindset. The truth is, I feel like I've been operating sadly out of a more scarcity mindset recently. It just, I've been saying through this podcast that it's been a little bit more of a difficult year for me. It has felt like I've been trying to keep my head above water in some aspects, like my health being a little bit harder and other like relational things being harder in my life, but other blessings have still obviously been there throughout it all. The Lord is kind, the Lord is good. Um, and that's not just like a saying, like it's true. Lord has been so kind to me, even in the midst of all of like pain, physical and emotional pain. But I feel like I'm finally like this week, like clearly this week have been coming to just a better headspace again, feeling like I'm kind of getting back to me and the genuine me that is very like naturally grateful for life. Not so much of a practice of gratitude, but like a natural expression of gratitude and a natural expression of like some really good qualities coming out of me. I think the quality of even just, yeah, like more abundance, a more natural, abundant mindset than I've been having. Because honestly, I've been pretty tempted lately by all these different ways I could pursue business and make money in this way and do it in this way. And there's like so much information out there. And I love business. I like really love business. I think business is fun. I think it's really cool to consider what you can do with business. But I just, it's been so clear to me that I don't want to strive towards a successful business and money at the expense of loving others and serving others first. And when I start to lose that mindset and start to live more in a scarcity, like, oh, I need this money, it doesn't open up my heart to love and serve well. And instead, I sit in stress, and I sit and worry. And I don't like the person I am in those mindsets. And so I just feel like I'm in a much better mindset where my circumstances haven't necessarily changed, but my mindset has become a lot more naturally able to be healthy, I think, and I'm just really grateful for that. Sometimes I don't really know what changes that, except for just being humbled. I think one thing that has changed it is I've had some opportunities. I'm sorry if you heard that noise. It kind of scared me. I don't know what that noise was. Something turned on, maybe my water heater or something, but that distracted me for a moment. But I've had oh, I know what it is. My sprinklers came on. Okay, I know that doesn't matter to you. You might not have even heard it, but the noise startled me enough to acknowledge it. Anyway, I've had some opportunities come my way where I'm like, I don't even know how in any way I deserve that. um, and just like even freelance jobs have been coming and landing, and in a time when I've been like more financially stressed, and I'm just, it just humbles me every time to be like, the Lord is so kind. It's just so kind. He's so kind. And on top of that, like my online community that I've built that you've heard me talk about over and over, it like feels like family. Like I get on there, I had a spontaneous shot this week, and just the ability to do that and hop on and be like comfortable with the people within my online community, that they would be comfortable to like hop on a call and we can just jump in, and I no longer feel like I'm like hosting a call, but rather just there with the family that is there. And that is so far beyond my dreams of what I thought it could be. And I think that's what's really doing it, is I'm just so humbled by how incredible everything is. Always, like, anytime I live in painful, stressful seasons of my life, I end up in these moments where I'm like, God's been so kind every single time. And that blows my mind, because he doesn't have to do anything more than he's already done. And he didn't have to do that either. Like, none of this is deserved. And like, I will, God's not a transactional God, but how I want to say this well. I'm not trying to say this in a transactional way. Basically, I'm going to say what I want to say, but don't view it in a transactional way. I can give myself some credit for like very much, I think, walking in a lot of prayer and faith through a lot of the hard times. Not that that ever credits any transactional, like God should do good things for me because I've been faithful in prayer and hope. even though he says that he kindly blesses that at times. But on the same token, I've also walked in definitely disobedience and lack of trust. Like, in the same, like, there's been great moments and there's been some bad moments. And so even more reason to not be deserving of these things. And that is just the celebration of God's kindness and glory and grace and mercy and all of that. So anyway, just really, really thankful. Very thankful right now. I've seen some very beautiful places. I feel like I'm in a much better mindset to create again. I just want to express to you guys that I'm in this mindset in pursuing my creativity on YouTube again, at least, where I'm just gonna kind of approach it this time and literally, and I say this in like the best way, like not care about it. And I don't mean I'm not gonna care about the effort I put in and not care about doing good work. That's not what I mean by that statement. I'm gonna not care about all the ways that I might doubt and overthink and question and think that I'm weird for the things that I'm doing. Anytime those doubts come, I'm gonna work really hard on being like, nah, doesn't matter. Those thoughts, even if they're true, doesn't matter. I'm gonna just walk forward in faith and hope that something good will come out of this, regardless of all of my questions on how I feel about it and the doubts that creep in and all the things. Just think I'm in a much better headspace to pursue creativity again. And just trust that the Lord may help me financially in my pursuit of creativity. And I don't say that without, it's not some naive dream that if I just pursue whatever I want to pursue, that God may bless the finances. I don't view God as a transactional God at all, or a prosperity gospel in any way. But I do just want to try to love and serve people and hope that maybe He'll help me figure out the other ways to do what I need. So I've been thinking about my finances and talking about them a lot more recently because I've needed to focus on them more in this season. But it's a continual, like, I say it out loud because I'm trying to surrender a lot of things to just trust. So those are a few updates on me. I feel like I can keep talking about a lot of these things. I'm hopeful that just like some of the things that I share about myself is helpful for you. My favorite thing about like sharing my own story is not because I care so much for like just to share things about me. I think sometimes hearing another person's perspective on how they're viewing their own life can be helpful for the person listening, for you listening. You might be going through something that's similar, and then you might be like, oh, that's a perspective I haven't been thinking about. That's like my hope with all of this, because otherwise, like, it's okay if you don't care about my life. Like, you're just a random listener. It's very kind of you if you do. I know I'm not all that important. And I don't say that taking away glory from the Lord and who He's created me to be. I'm just saying, like, the world doesn't revolve around me. This is a conversation with Jordyn, this podcast. It's just a conversation, not like, I'm just saying I don't need anything extra from it. I'm just here to show up and, I don't know, give some of myself away, I guess. Who knows why I do it? I don't even know. Just hope to help people somehow, some way. And sometimes the best way I know how is to just like share my thoughts. These are just a flow of my thoughts, per usual. I didn't have a plan again before coming into this. Am I a broken record? I say that literally every single podcast. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I guess I don't have much more. I don't want to like ramble on things that I'm not prepared to say, like in specific. So yeah, I'll just keep it there. It's now, let's see, how long have I been talking? I think I started at 11:37. It's now 11:50. So I think that's sufficient for this podcast. Give you quick little snippets of my life. And as always, who knows what this podcast will turn into? Maybe one day it'll be like a really valuable and I turn it into something where it's like, here's like super valuable information in every single podcast. I love to do that. But for now, I hope it just inspires you in some way and helps you in some way. So, per usual, I hope you can find something to be grateful for today. seek some gratitude in your life. It really helps to just make the day a whole lot better. And if you want to follow me on my main YouTube channel, I'm going to start putting my creative works out there. The video I have coming out next is more of a talking head of me like kind of doing what I'm doing in this podcast, which is hilarious because I was trying not to make one of those, but then some things just poured out of my heart. So I made one of those. But I have footage from Rocky Mountain National Park and from the Redwoods. Not a ton of footage. I mean, I don't mean to say that. Like, I have footage, but I also enjoyed my time while I was there. So it wasn't like all footage. Anyway, I'll probably be making a video out of that soon. That's the video I want to make tonight, but I need to go to bed. As much as I want to work. I do. I want to work on it. I would actually probably do that if I didn't have to get up early to meet up with a client. So, fun fact about me. But yeah, I'm also like really inspired to do some other creative work, and I hope that I get myself in the routine of doing it as the rainy season's about to approach, but I'm not gonna let it stop me. All right, calling that good for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It is a good day. All days are good in some way, you know. Yes, we've got bad days, but there's good parts of a bad day always. So, all right. I'll see you next time, hopefully sooner than later. Okay. Bye, guys.